Hello and welcome back. This is a fifth grade math video where we're going to be focusing on how to multiply numbers that end in zeros. Okay, here is the first problem we're going to do together. Now, of course, you could set this up where you have 6,000 on top and 9 on the bottom and you use standard algorithm, and that would look something like this. This would be like 6,000 and then 9 right here. 0 times 9 is 0, 0 times 9 is 0, 0 times 9 is 0, and then 6 times 9 is 54. So you could get your answer using the standard algorithm like this, but I also want to show you a little shortcut that you can use, especially as the numbers get bigger and there's more zeros. Oops, I meant to delete that. Let's try that again. There we go. So I want to show you a little shortcut that we can use. What you can do is whenever you're multiplying numbers that end in zeros, you can start by focusing on the digits that are not zero. In this case, that would be 6 and 9. So start by multiplying those. 6 times 9 is 54. So I'm going to go ahead and write that. Then at the end of the answer, right here that you got for that, you're going to add all the zeros that were in the problem that you didn't look at before. So there's 3 zeros here. So I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, and 9 didn't have any zeros. So we don't need to add any for those. So your final answer, either way you do it, is going to end up being 54,000. Here's our next example. We're going to take 4 and multiply it by 9,000. So again, you could put the 9 up on the top and use standard algorithm to multiply that by 4, but you could also use the trick. So I'm going to show you what the trick looks like here. So I'm going to focus on 4 and 9. Those are my non-zero digits. 4 times 9 is 36. So I'm going to go ahead and write that. And then at the end, I'm going to add however many zeros were in the original problem. So 4 didn't have any zeros, but 9,000 had 3 zeros. So I'm going to add 1, 2, 3 zeros to the end. So the answer, whichever way you decide to do it, would be 36,000. Here's our next example. We're going to multiply 20 times 20. And again, you could set it up like standard algorithm and do it that way. But if you want to use the trick, you're going to focus on 2 times 2, which is 4. And then after that, we're going to add any zeros to the end, where if as many zeros to the end as there were in the original problem. So the first 20 has 1 0 and the second 20 has another 0. That means I need to add 2 zeros to the end of the 4. So 20 times 20 would be equal to 400. Okay, here's another example where we could use the trick for this, 9 times 70,000. So I'm going to focus on 9 times 7, which is 63. And then I'm going to leave some space at the end for me to add zeros. Now the 9 didn't have any zeros, but the 70,000 had 4 zeros. So I need to add all 4 zeros to the end. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'll go ahead and place my commas, and I'll end up with 630,000. Okay, here's our next one. This will be our last one for today's video. This was just a short, quick video and just kind of displaying how to use this trick for some mental math here. So I'm going to go ahead and focus first on doing the 8 times 8, or the non-zero digits first. And 8 times 8 would be 64. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down and leave lots of space over here for some zeros. Now I have to go back and count how many zeros were in the original problem. There were 2 here for the 800 and 3 here for the 8,000. So that means a total of 5 zeros need to be added. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I need to place my commas. And when I do, I can see that my answer ends up being 6,400,000. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you in another video very soon.